Hey, yo, what up, nerds and nerdettes, and welcome to Football Night in P-Town. This is week 8. It's your host, Tuanon. Looking at the scores quickly, this week we have blowouts, and we have some real stinky games going on. So we're going to go ahead and roll right through it, giving you guys the update. I'm recording this just at about the halftime mark at the 425s. So we're going to be rolling right into it. So the first game we're going to be talking about here, that's on my list. In absolute mollywhopping, we have Sir Lamington the third going against Polly Deep Pockets. This is a 4-7 matchup. Right now, Sir Lamington the third, 118 minutes remaining going into Sunday night and Monday night. Polly Deep Pockets, 88 minutes. The score as of right now, we have 150 to 109 in favor of Sir Lamington the third, and this game is projected to end just like that same spread. Sir Lamington III is expected to put up 172 with Polly D Pockets putting up 127, just updated on my app here. But let's go ahead and get rolling into the players here. So I'll start with Tyler's team, Polly D Pockets. He's currently sitting at 3-4 for his record. Lamar Jackson only 8 points. The Ravens haven't been looking all that stellar. Actually just got red zone for the first time. It's electric. Love it. Lamar Jackson hasn't been looking all that great. Baltimore's up 14-7 over the Cards. Kareem Hunt with 11.5 points. And that's going third quarter just started for that one. So 11 minutes remaining in the third quarter there. We have Seahawks 17, Cleveland 14, but 11.5 for Kareem Hunt. Tony Pollard, game over there. Dallas putting the whooping on LA 43-20. Only 6.5, really underwhelming performance considering that that's the namesake apparently now for the team, Polly D Pockets. 6.5. Chris Olave with 9.6. Garrett Wilson was 17.6. Evan Ingram was 16 points, beating his projection at 10. But my boy Devontae Smith and Fly Eagles Fly Baby, 22.9 over the projected 10. Eagles, that was a tight game. I was really paying attention to that the whole afternoon because Jalen Hurts is good, and we'll get to that. But 22.9 points for Devontae Smith. Jake Elliott with 10, and currently Chiefs defense really struggling against Denver right now, but Chiefs defense with only 6 points. On your bench, you gotta start Gabe Davis, bro. Gabe Davis with 23 points on your bench. And the whole thing, if I remember hearing the talk shows correctly throughout the week, the Bills need to get Gabe Davis more involved. And that's exactly what happened here. 23 points for our guy, Gabe Davis. All right. Shooting over to Sir Lamington the third. Big numbies all around, considering he's putting up a 150 burger before you even get into the second half of the 425 slot and Sunday Night Football and Monday night. Amazing week from Joe. So expect him. He's currently at the 4th spot in the playoff race right now. So if I'm lucky enough to get out of this week alive, he's going to wind up probably jumping me in terms of points. But we got Dak Prescott, 28 points, beating his projection of 18. Christian McCaffrey, 12 points. Currently at the halftime right now, I believe he does have a touchdown, if I remember seeing that correctly. So, yeah, he had 6 attempts, 31 rush yards, 1 rushing tutty with 18 receiving yards as well. Travis Etienne, 25 points. Chris Godwin was 17. Both those games are also final. CeeDee Lamb, absolutely insane numbers, 41 points. So that is that's 14 targets, 12 receptions, 158 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns, and he also had 12 rush yards as well. So absolutely incredible performance. 41 fucking points for CeeDee Lamb. Sir Lamington the third, excuse me. Go Dirt with 7, Metcalf with 7, Matt Gay with 10, and Lions defense to be playing on Monday night. You've pretty much started everybody that you had to. Dustin Hopkins with 34. Will Levis absolutely showed out today. 4 touchdowns, 3 of them to Hopkins. Insane. Jerry Jeudy's having a pretty good game as well for the Broncos, and that's really surprising that they're actually playing well against the Chiefs right now. That's going to wrap up Sir Lamington the third against Polly Deep Pockets, 150 to 109, halfway through the 425 slot. All right, moving into the next one over here, we have Bijan Dressing Sauce against Gang Members Only. This right now is a 20-point, like about a 20-point spread, 20-ish point spread, but this is going to be ending in a different fashion compared to what the projections say here. So Bijan Dressing, number 8 seed in the land, 2-5, 120 minutes remaining. Gang Members Only, 9 seed, 204 minutes remaining. And currently at this point in the afternoon, we're looking at a 102-88 spread in favor of Bijan Dressing. So let's go ahead and jump into the game over here. But I got to mention, gang members only is projected to win this matchup 143 to 125. But we all know projections don't mean shit, right? So let me go ahead and jump in here. Kirk Cousins apparently tore his Achilles, so that sucks. 19 points for him. That's final. Beat the projection there. Jonathan Taylor, 10 points, underwhelming compared to 17 against New Orleans, whose defense is absolute dog water. So that's a little bit surprising, but 10 points for him. Bijan Robinson meeting his exact projection right now, 12.2 compared to 12.5, but potential catch of the year candidate, AJ Brown, 33 points. So 8 targets, 8 receptions, 130 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, with one of those being one of the most greatest catches I've ever seen. Insane there. 33 points for AJ Brown. Downs on the Colts with 14, and nobody else really to mention in that starting lineup. But on your bench, you had Calvin Ridley with 14 so far. All right, so shooting over to gang members only, we have Justin Herbert, who's still playing tonight, 820. That's going to be a huge lift. Let's see what we got going on here. Yes, only 2 guys remaining on his roster. Herbert is playing tonight, and Jacobs playing on Monday. So the guys that are finished up and still playing, Saquads with 15.8. Then we have Rashee Rice. I'm not even really familiar with this guy, to be honest with you. 5.8 in the Chiefs game going on here against Denver. Then we have Addison with 21 on the Vikes, which great performance there. Mark Andrews with 11. He got a touchdown so far today. But Jalen Waddle with 25.1 points. That's 12 targets, 7 receptions, 121 receiving yards, 1 receiving tutty. Just absolute incredible work by him. And then nothing else really to mention in the starting lineup there. On the bench, though, Michael Pittman, 18. If you're not going to use him, give me him back. I will gladly take him back if you're just going to sit him on the bench, bro. Cooks with 14, and then Freeman with 10. So that kind of, oh, and I forgot one there. Logan Thomas with 16. So, you know, you don't ever take Mark Andrews out of your lineup, but right now that's what the projection is saying. So that's going to wrap that matchup up. We got Bijan Dressing currently winning right now 102 to 88. It's not supposed to stay that way. Gang members only is projected to win 143 to 125, and that is a 9-8 matchup battle of the mid. All right, so moving on to the next matchup we have here, we have Fuddruckers v6 against the Olmsted Anchos. Right now, it's a 94-76 game in favor of Fuddruckers v6. This is a 5-2 matchup. Riley has an absolute just insane lineup, so I'm not expecting this to hold, and neither are the projections, right? So Blake is 4-3, Riley's 5-2. Blake has 82 minutes remaining. Rye has 210 minutes remaining. This matchup is supposed to go in favor of Rye, 131-111. So that's how that one is projected to end. So let's jump into the players. We're going to start with Fuddruckers v6. Josh Allen with 29 points over his 22 projection. Awesome there. Aaron Jones, only 8 points, underwhelming compared to his projection of 13. Breece Hall absolutely popped off. That Jets comeback at the end of the game was absolutely wild. 24 seconds, no problem, whatever. They got it done, right? So 12 attempts, 17 rushing yards, and then receiving is where he got his touchdown from. So 9 targets, 6 receptions, 76 receiving yards, and 1 receiving tutty for Jets running back Breece Hall. Adam Thielen continues to put up numbies, even though he's old as fuck. We have 15.2 under his projection at 16, but who cares? Anytime you get any type of production from Adam Thielen, we saw in the Dolphins game that they just absolutely spam him. So incredible work there. The matchup that everybody really wanted to see, the Cooper Kupp versus Puka Nacua matchup. So absolute just stink fest from both of those guys. Right, 6 points from Cooper Kupp, and I'll talk about Puka on Riley's side, but 6 points from Cooper Kupp. Dallas absolutely ran a train on LA, 43-20, like I mentioned before, but only 6 points for Cooper Kupp. Kyle Pitts with 6.5. Myers is set to be playing on Monday night. And then also Seahawks are currently playing right now, 7 points. And on your bench, some notables: Amari Cooper, 14, Zach Moss with 14, Henderson with 11. So that's going to round out Fuddruckers v6. Moving on over to the Olmsted Anchos. Patty Mahomes apparently got sick, and he's battling the flu. This happened late in the week, and it went like really unreported from what I know. Only time I heard about it was when they had the Chiefs broadcast on up here. But right now, Patty Mahomes only 3.9. That's a really underwhelming performance for the MVP. Denver's up 14-9 right now, and all they're getting is just it's a kick fest. from Kansas City. So we'll have to see how that one winds up there. Derrick Henry, 16 points. Alvin Kamara, the best draft pick coming out of our draft, because Kamara, as everybody knows, sussied for 3 games, comes back, and now he's just an absolute monster, best player on the Saints. So 27 points for Alvin Kamara. He had 59 rush yards, 1 rushing touchdown, 4 receptions, 51 receiving yards, 1 receiving touchdown as well. So that's kind of where that production came from. Amon-Ra with the Q tag playing on Monday night, but Puka Nacua, really disappointing from Puka Nacua. 7.3. So he did beat Cooper Kupp in the Cooper Kupp Puka matchup, right? 7.3, but just an absolute stink fest. Laporte is playing on Monday night. Jamar Chase with 12.5, currently on the field right now since he's winning that one 14-10. I'm not even going to talk about kickers and defense, whatever. Trevor Lawrence with 14 on your bench. Then we had Deontay Johnson with 16 as well, beating that projection. Kincaid with 17, but who would have seen that one coming? And then you're holding on 2 defenses, which is pretty interesting, but whatever. So that matchup is supposed to end in favor of the Olmsted Anchos, 130-111. Currently, Anchos are losing 94-76. All right. So that is going to bring me to the next matchup, which is an absolute just beat down. So we got the Portland Peepees against the Broward Beefcakes. This isn't even a matchup realistically, and it's sad because I do want RJ to somehow find a way to get the program correct and make it better, but I'm not sure how that's going to happen. Right now it's an absolute just beat down. Cam's got 90 minutes left, 3-4 record, number 6 in the land. Beefcakes have 170 minutes left, 1-6, last team in the league, which we got to figure out the punishment for whoever comes in last. We didn't do one last year, guys. So we got to figure one out here. So the score right now is 102-62 in favor of the Portland Peepees. And this one is supposed to wind up being a little bit closer towards the end, according to the projections, 116-97. So let's go ahead and jump on into the numbers here. Portland Peepees starting off. Jordan Love, 14 points. We have DeAndre Swift, with 14.4. Gibbs is playing on Monday night. That's 2 come as well. Mike Evans with 12. Stephon Diggs with 16. Hawkinson with 20. Anytime you get numbies from your tight end, that's a real nice addition there. Christian Kirk with 8. Kickfest in Kansas City. So Harrison Butker's got 11. Saints defense, I'm not even going to talk about that one there. So that's kind of where that production is coming from. On your bench, Bourne with 12, Raheem Mostert with 10. Stinky game from the run defense in terms of the Dolphins, whatever. Russell Wilson with 10, and Steelers defense with 10. So, I mean, you got Saints defense in your lineup with 4, Steelers D with 10. I don't know, man. But either way, that's kind of where the numbers are coming from there. So moving on over to the Beefcakes, we have Tua with 21 points. Just he again surpassed 300 passing yards. Excellent game there. Austin Eckler's playing tonight, Sunday Night Football. James Cook with 8 points, underwhelming performance compared to his 13 projected. We have Ayuk with 7.4. That is currently 17-10 in favor of Cincinnati. Zay Flowers with 5.7. Michael Thomas with 10. I really tried to pick him up, and apparently I hit my max in terms of how many moves I can make. So 10 points there, really good. Evan McPherson with 7, and Niners defense with 5. And on your bench, Jahan Dotson, 24 points. Taysom Hill, 22 points. But I mean, again, who would have seen any of that production coming from these guys? Taysom Hill, sneaky. We know that from seasons past, but that sucks, having that many points on your bench. So that could have been a huge difference maker for you right now. And honestly, probably would have put you in projection to win this matchup, possibly. But RJ, man, program is in absolute disarray, but it is what it is. We're going to keep on moving and keep on trying to fleece some trades out of people to get the team a little bit better there. All right. And then moving into what some were saying was the matchup of the weekend. We have a 1-3 matchup, 2-on against Better Call Big Al. I have 130 minutes left. Marquise has 216. I'm at 5-2. Marquise is 6-1. Best team in the land. Right now, I'm winning this matchup 95-76, and this one is supposed to come down to a Puerto Rican pubic hair. Marquise is supposed to win this matchup 131-48 to my 131-16. So it's anybody's game right now in terms of projections. It's just Marquise does have the time limit remaining on me, which could really kind of put it more in his favor. So I'm kind of sitting on pins and needles, and I'm really paying attention to the Chiefs game here, hoping that Taylor Swift's boyfriend can kind of pull one out and maybe Pacheco gets a rushing tutty as well. So we'll kind of see what happens. So we'll start off with Better Call Big Al in his lineup. Jared Goff's playing on Monday night, starting quarterback. Joe Mixon with 11. Kenny Walker with 7. Adams playing on Monday night as well. Tyreek Hill with 25. I think it was one receiving touchdown. Let me pull up his stats here real quick. Currently ranked at number 1 receiver in the land, but it's 8 receptions for 112 yards and 1 receiving tutty for Tyreek Hill, 25 points. George Kittle with 6, Pickens with 9, D-Hop with 5, and then Cowboys defense really pulling through with 13 points. And on your bench, aside from Joe Burrow, Tyler Lockett gave you 20, Drake London with 10, Jamal Willie with 11, Javonte Williams. I'm so sorry. Javonte Williams with 11. But yeah, so that's going to wrap up Marquise's team. So now moving over to my lineup, we have Tuanon starting off. Jalen Hurts is good. That's 27.3 for him, beating his projection of 21 points. Really hoping that Pacheco can kind of turn it on. He's currently got 4.5. Rachaad White really got me off to a good start on Thursday night with a 17-point performance. So thank you for that. Appreciate that. Keenan Allen's going to have to wind up being my saving grace if Taylor Swift's boyfriend or Pacheco can't really pull through. So scary Terry McLaurin, though, 17.3. Taylor Swift's boyfriend has giving me 10 points right now. I made a last-minute decision to swap in Dameon Pierce for Hollywood Brown, and apparently it looked like it doesn't even really matter because Hollywood Brown has 5 as of right now, and Dameon Pierce wound out with 4. I thought maybe with the Texans playing Carolina that would get the run game more involved, and he would kind of pop off for at least a little more than the projected 12 points. But no, 4.6 for Dameon Pierce. I got my Young Ho back. Young Ho with 12 points, my kicker. And then Eagles defense absolutely just shit the bed. That was a way too close of a game against the Commanders. Philly winning that one 38-31. So on my bench, though, no one really to talk about. Tyler Boyd, the surprise with 13 points. The guy that I picked up on the waiver wire, Jaden Reed, 12 points. Debo's out. That really hurts me a lot. Gus Edwards got 11. So just like some solid numbers on my bench, but nothing really that could have changed anything. Like, how was I supposed to know Tyler Boyd was going to get 13? I couldn't put him in my flex. That's not the guy you put in your flex. And then Reed, same deal. Like, I gotta see a couple weeks from him to really kind of determine what he looks like in my lineup. If he writes the bench or if he's a flex player, like whatever. So that's kind of what we got going on here, wrapping it up for football night in P-Town, just keeping everybody in the loop as to what's supposed to happen here. Marquise is projected now to win my matchup. The numbers just updated 130-129. So, I'm nervous, but we're going to figure it out from there. So this has been Sunday night in P-Town. Good luck the rest of the night. Good luck going into Monday night, boys, and have a great rest of your weekend. Peace.